In
complaining.
between, I did get to see Hal Elrod at the Sacramento Association of Realtors.
How was
Oh,
that?
I did.
Love his book. Love his book. I don't know how many years ago I read it.
A while, like maybe 15?
At least.
About 15 for
So
me.
what's your take on it?
I started his 6 precepts about 15 years ago. They completely changed my life. And then it was nice to go again. And he's kind of updated and made it a more applicable for today. So it was great to hear that. So I'd love to talk about those 6
So
precepts.
this is all from memory.
Yeah.
So the first thing is meditation. He talks about
Silence.
Silence.
Yep.
So silence.
And then he talks about positive affirmations.
Affirmations.
And then you get into exercise.
Next is visualization.
Oh, visualizations. Okay.
Yep.
And then exercise.
Yep.
And then reading and
Scribing.
note-taking, scribing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, starting it off on the silence component, that could be like a devotional, prayer, meditation, could be any of that. Just silence to reflect on like what's happened and what's going to happen. It kind of lets you like reset.
Both Phil and I have problems with silence.
It's a hard one for me too.
I actually just pick the mood. Sometimes silence is my favorite thing. I would rather not speak. Other times,
And
can't
your
shut me
mind
up.
doesn't wander, because my mind wanders on everything I have to do during the day. So I have a hard time with that one.
I've never taken a course or anything on how to meditate, but I'm the same way. If I sit down and I consciously say, okay, I'm going to try to block everything, my mind just goes into overdrive.
Right.
It's like, and then it's like, what else could I be doing besides sitting here? Oh, I could go wash the clothes, or I could, So
Right.
my mind doesn't allow me to shut it down.
I agree. I think we need to back up a little bit for the viewers and talk about the reason he came up with these 6 precepts. He took everything that the top 1% most productive people in the world do. And these are the 6 things that they all had in common. And that's how he built the book, The Miracle Morning. And I think that's so powerful, because these people somehow were the most productive. So what were they doing to start their day? And these are the 6.
And this is all supposed to be before 8:00.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, ideally, what time do you guys get up?
I'll let you go first.
Well, unfortunately, I usually wake up about 5:30.
Okay.
I try to force myself back, but I'm always up at 5:30 for some reason. Without an alarm clock, it's just, I think it's age.
So naturally you get up at 5:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
And I try to read, because I'm not going to, I don't do a whole lot, so I do start trying to do some of those items. And a lot of it's reading blogs and that type of stuff. And I do take notes, and, I pull out my phone and I send myself,
Little
notes and things like that. Articles that I like and that I want to talk about, that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm a 5 a.m. is when I naturally wake up. If it's a weekend, I can go back to bed. But we've got the kids to get ready, so I get usually about 45 to an hour before my morning stops being my own. And it's the kids, and luckily my wife, she handles most of the morning stuff. But getting the kids up, like, it's kind of my job to get them up so that they're not like grouchy, going and
so that
dad
you're
mess with them. And my son's the best at that. I can just go in and roughhouse with him, and that'll usually get him out of bed. The girls are a little more finicky.
They don't appreciate
respond
you
the same
knocking
way.
them on the head or dripping water on their forehead.
Right? Yeah, he does. He finds that. But for me, the silence and the visualization is one of the ones, like, that's you talk about a productive morning. It's that, you always hear about people that like thinking in the shower and all that, and it's because it's usually attached to silence and visualization, right? Because you're kind of trapped in one place. You're thinking. You're not really allowed to kind of wander, because you're in a lot of cases, right, your brain is in this perfect state. And I have a really long kind of training in my brain as an athlete and as a coach, where you do these physical things that help put your brain in a particular state to set the stage, and then your brain helps set the stage for you to be in a physical peak state, and those complement each other. And so like being physically busy doing a task that is mindless, that allows your brain to fixate on deeper thinking, I think is like a great thing to get into in the morning. What I'm currently trying to leverage more is using ChatGPT and some of these other tools to get all that thinking documented faster. Like you talked about sending notes. I used to do that forever, but sometimes the task of writing down the notes and organizing it and becomes almost counterproductive to the free-flowing thinking. And that's where I've personally seen a lift in that state, is like even speaking it is kind of a disruption of the thinking. But okay, state the idea, don't talk back to me right now, just absorb it, and then at the end of the day, end of the morning. But I think that like the two, silence, visualization for me is everything. Like seeing where I want to go.
Yeah, I do a lot of visualization. My mornings, when I work out in the mornings and get that done, I find that that's the most productive days for me, because as I work out, I actually visualize
looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, exactly. But I actually visualize what the tasks that I have to do, the things that the goals that are the overarching piece of it. And so as I'm working out, that's exactly what I'm thinking about the whole time. Is what are those tasks that need to be done? Are there ways that they can be done differently than what I'm thinking? And I almost always come up with answers at those times of the mornings. Even though you may go to sleep going, gosh, I got to do this and that, it's usually in the morning when you're fresh and no one's talking to you, you're doing your workout. I come up with a lot of answers.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember that a lot of people do pieces of the 6, but they don't do the entire 6.
Very true.